We're gonna make butter chicken with a twist today. I have 8 thighs that I've cut up that has been marinating in low-fat yogurt and salt. So about a cup and a half of yogurt and about a teaspoon and a half of salt. It's been marinating overnight, and I'm about to slice up 2 onions. I also have rice started out there. So I'm slicing these really thin. If you can't, that's fine. Just slice them to the best of your ability. They don't have to be like super thin. Pan on high heat, and it's a pretty good size. It's like an 8-quart pot, and I just put about 2 tablespoons of butter in it. And when the butter is fully melted and bubbling, I'll go ahead and put the onions in there. Butter is melted, as you can see, right? Bubbling. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and put the onions in. Now I didn't quite cut or slice both the onions. I sliced about 1 3/4 because it just felt like it was enough. I could have put the whole thing in there, but it doesn't matter. This is enough. So, just mixing the sliced onions in there. Some of the slices are stuck to each other, so I'm just kind of separating them as I'm stirring it all in with the butter. Now this is not a whole lot of butter. I'll probably end up adding another up to a tablespoon, but I don't like it like super buttery like the restaurants do. It's basically unhealthy, the amount of butter they put in. Going for about 3 minutes, and I'm going to add another half a tablespoon of butter in there. I did add the rest of the quarter onion in there because the onion reduced pretty quickly, so I just adjusted accordingly. So I'll do this for another couple of minutes, and then in go the spices. Onions have been going for 5 minutes now. In the last minute or so, maybe in the last minute and a half, it's been going at medium. They have a little bit of glisten on them, not too much. Like I said, I don't like to make it super buttery. I'm about to put the spices in now. So that's about a teaspoon and a half of cumin, the same amount of coriander, and a lot less of chili. So I'm gonna say, let's try about a half, 2/3 teaspoon of hot chili pepper, all ground. So not using any fresh herbs like garlic or chili. Just ground cumin, ground coriander, and red chili. And I'm gonna give this a stir. I'm gonna let it cook on between low and medium for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then go on to the next step. Beginning to get too hot on medium. You know, all stoves really vary in how hot they get. So I reduce this to low or low-ish, and continue to cook the spices for a little bit. So the onions have been going for about 4 minutes. You can see the glisten now, quite a bit from the butter. More anyway more than when I added the spices in there. It's time to add the tomatoes at this point. I could let it go for another minute or two to let a little more smell release out of the spices, but we're almost there. So the spices and the onions have been going for about 5 minutes. Here's a can of diced organic tomatoes. I'm going to put it with the juice in there. Now, when I cooked this in Florida, I used to cook it without the juice because in Florida, believe it or not, the cooking makes a difference. The cooking ends up drier here in Colorado, and so I include the liquid from the tomato. I'm going to give it a stir. Increase the heat to medium-high. Let it all mix up, and then cover it and leave it on medium to low for about 10 minutes, or I should say 5 to 7 minutes. And it's been going for about 2 minutes, a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It's all mixed in. It's on medium-high right now. I'm gonna go ahead and cover it, trap the steam in there, and put this down to about somewhere between the low and medium, and let it go for about 5 minutes. What I'm doing while the tomatoes are cooking with the onion, huh? Let's go. So it's been about 6 minutes, and the onions have been cooking with the tomato and the spices on low for about 6 minutes. Alright.
Are you gonna add any salt to this?
Nope. As I said at the beginning, I've been marinating the chicken in yogurt and salt. So all the salt is in this mixture already. Got it? Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken. So these are 8 thighs that I have cut. Each thigh I've cut into 2 or 3 pieces, so that they're more in the bite-sized range, not full thighs. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat on pretty high, almost at the full high level. Mixing this up, and when it's nicely mixed, I'm going to reduce the heat and cover it up. This is beginning to heat through.
Yep.
And it's basically ready to be covered. I like it to heat through and boiling almost vigorously before I cover it up. So another minute or so. So totally it's been heating through for about 5 to 6 minutes. A couple more minutes, and I'm going to cover it up and turn the heat to low. To a boil, the mixture has. Looks good. The chicken doesn't look as raw anymore. And I'm about to cover it. And right after I cover it, I'm going to turn the heat to somewhere between medium and low, towards the low side, and leave it covered for a good 15 minutes. So there you go. Okay, the butter chicken's been cooking on low, covered. See how it's released the butter? Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And the chicken is cooked through. Just 15 minutes on low. So what we're going to do next is turn it to medium, and I'm going to just put a mesh on it and let it boil for a little bit, so that some of this liquid thickens up, so that it's a nice thick curry, not the almost runny curry that it is right now. So once it comes to a boil, again, I'm going to go ahead and put that mesh on it, and I'll show you what the mesh looks like. And you can actually leave it without a mesh, but you're just going to have splatter all over.
The butter chicken is now boiling vigorously.
Alright, it has thickened a little bit. It's been going for a little over 10 minutes, closer to maybe 11 minutes. Basically the dish is done at this point, but that's where the twist comes in. I'm going to fish all the chicken out, take the sauce and blend it to a nice smooth sauce, and then mix the chicken back into it. So all the onions, tomatoes, everything's going to be blended into a very nice smooth curry. Alright? So yeah, I've removed all the meat. As you can see here, it's basically onions and tomatoes and sauce, and I'm going to blend this very nicely and then combine it all together. 8 cardamom pods that I've crushed and put in there. Obviously remove the husk. And I'm going to put in, I don't know, about, what is that, about 4 tablespoons, roughly 3 to 4 tablespoons of half and half. You could put heavy cream in there if you want, and about to blend it. Nicely blended, right? Nice
Yep.
smooth curry. And I'm going to just heat it through, and with the chicken, and we're done. Gives it a completely different look, right?
Yeah.
And the texture is really nice and creamy too this way. Okay, butter chicken and rice has been plated, and Aparna is ready to give it a whirl. Let me know what you think.
That's very good.
Very good.
Very creamy.
All right, awesome. So Matt, am I getting myself?
Yep.
Yep. Butter chicken and rice, perfect dinner, and you can make a pot full and it'll last you several days. Hope you enjoy it.